Hey guys, this is Denny.
And this is James from TeaDB, and today we have a special guest here with us today, and his name is Zach.
Yes, hello, my name is Zach.
Do you like tea, Zach?
I love tea.
Great.
So Zach's going to drink some tea with us. We are tasting a sample of Teavivre's Oriental Beauty today.
Yep.
So we've talked about Oriental Beauty already. Let's dive into the actual brewing. So we have some traditionally not as hot as you would think water for a oolong or oolong tea. 7 grams of leaf and 100 milliliters gaiwan. So
yep. So this is going to be a lot of leaf for that size of a gaiwan. So how are you choosing like brewing time and that kind of thing?
We'll do a rinse. So that's basically just, especially with a twisted oolong, the rinse, you don't need to do more than 1 rinse. So we'll start with that, and then it's kind of by feel, but I usually start slowly and then ramp up the time.
Gotcha.
So quality of leaves here look great, and the rinse looks really clean.
Yeah. And so for those of you not familiar with this tea that may not have watched episode 12 where we talked about this tea, this is a Taiwanese Oolong, but perhaps one of the most unique type of Taiwanese Oolongs in the sense that it's much, much more heavily oxidized. It's actually commonly mistaken for a black tea.
Yeah, I made that mistake the first time I made it. So, Zach, have you ever had this before?
I don't think so.
Cool.
I'm excited. I've had some Taiwanese tea, but not this kind.
So...
Alright. So this tea is especially famous for you can't process it without pesticides because these little insects come and they nibble on the leaves, and so it's actually harvested in summertime, which is really, really rare for Taiwanese teas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So normally a tea like this is going to be Taiwanese Oolong is going to be grown high up. They'll use pesticides, and it'll be lightly oxidized. This is grown in the humidity of summer, and check out episode 12 for the story behind that. Yeah, it's quite lovely. So,
and quite unique.
Dump these out. Let's give it a taste. So I did about 10 seconds here. We got a nice kind of, I don't know, pretty citrus orange.
Orangey, yeah.
Color. Not crazy.
Let's take a sniff on this guy one. It's very, very fragrant. Definitely sweet. It's very, very sweet. It's kind of got, I don't know, it's not too floral or anything, but I get a little bit of foresty sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say nutty. Kind of like sweet nut, like a hazelnut or like a pecan, sort of roasted. Really tasty. Not at all astringent. 10 seconds was actually produced pretty full body, I'd say.
Really.
So whereas this could have been a lot lighter, I think that actually it's 10 seconds is a pretty good steep time for this.
I'm impressed with the body, actually. That's a really good point. I expected it was light, but it also had a really, really nice body to it. Yeah, I expected it to come out a little bit lighter. I was brewing actually a different Floating Leaves Oriental Beauty today, which we covered before, and it came out like I was just overwhelmed with the sweetness of the tea, and I often don't consume the Oriental Beauty, so I'm getting a little bit of that here, but I really like the body on this particular one.
So, what do you think, Zach? What are your impressions?
Delicious. Love it. I'm usually a fan of the lighter teas, and I like it flowery, but not too flowery.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this does a good job of capturing that.
Cool. We can see that the actual brew is a little bit darker, but not significantly.
Yeah. Do you think that's a product of the leaves just kind of opening up naturally?
Yeah, and getting a little bit more soaked. I mean, they're just going to... Your first rinse is going to be... You'll still feel the brittleness of the dry tea itself. The first steeping or your second overall rinse, whatever you want to call it, it might be kind of hold its form, but sort of the 3 through, until you're done, it looks like just tea leaves. So,
Interesting.
at least that's my experience.
I'm getting a little bit more chocolatey caramel-ness to this brew. But it's very, very tasty, and I'm liking the body on this tea still.
So I did about 15 seconds, and actually, I totally agree. Chocolatey, almost like mocha, sweet, maybe like a sweet kind of coffee taste. And a little bit of that Yunnan black bitterness at the very front of it.
Yeah, not much,
Right.
but a little bit.
It's really balanced.
I think you're brewing this tea very well right now, because I think just off of the amount of leaf there, I think if we extended this brew time further, we'd be getting a lot of that astringency on.
Absolutely. How do you imagine when you would drink this tea, Zach? What is it based on its taste profile?
During the daytime meal?
Would you be drinking it?
I usually like lighter teas in the morning, so I would definitely do it in the This would be a nice morning tea for me to give me a little bit of energy, but be like a little nice and sweet. Go with my breakfast type thing.
Cool.
That's when I would drink it.
Cool. I could see this paired well with food, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think that some teas are great standalone, those lightly oxidized oolongs particularly, but this could really work well with cutting some, maybe some really sweet flavors, so like having this with dessert might be really tasty.
For me, this is kind of a really nice middle ground, I think, between the wooey teas, which have that caramel chocolate-ness, and kind of the heavier, the sweetness of kind of a Yunnan black, I would say, kind of the middle ground between those two.
Cool. Well, this has been delicious. We're going to finish up this third steeping, and should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, so how do you think this tea, real quickly, compares to Floating Leaves tea, which we've had before?
I think it's really, surprisingly comparable, actually. I'd say quality is fantastic, so I've definitely ordered some tea from China and been a little surprised by the amount of sediment and guck in it, more or less.
Yes.
So quality is fantastic, taste and flavor is fantastic. The actual leaves themselves are gorgeous, too.
And to clarify Denny's point, this is a Taiwanese tea, but we bought it from Teavivre, a tea company based in China.
Right.
Yeah.
So, really tasty. I think this gets an A from me, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very good too. And I think, I don't know, it's very hard kind of picking apples and oranges between this and Floating Leaves Oriental Beauty, but I definitely enjoy both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would buy it.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up episode 13.
15,
excuse me.
we need to do some uploading.
We have some
uploading.
We have some archive footage.
Yeah.
I just watched episode 12 live today. Sorry. So, episode 15. Check us next time. What are we going to do next?
I think we'll either be doing Da Hong Pao, a great tea, or a Shu Pu'er, also from Teavivre.
Cool. All right. Well, that's been us at TeaDB and our good friend Zach.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Peace out.